When you're gone, who remembers your name? Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the greatest closing numbers in musical theater history. We're dealing with the endings to some great shows, so a spoiler alert is in effect.
A cat is not a dog.
Number 30, Spread the Love Around, Sister Act the Musical.
All things being even, here's what I believe in. Nothing matters more than love.
Their methods might be different, but by the end of Sister Act, both Mother Superior and Dolores find that they have more in common than they initially realized. When all's said and done, both just want to spread a little love around, and music is an ideal way to get their mutual message across.
Start a conversation, throw a celebration, let whatever's in you out. Welcoming and sharing, simply caring, that's what life is about.
The grand finale is as heavenly as it is funky, with an entire chorus of nuns decked out in glittery habits performing for the Pope. This number combines the glitz of a Las Vegas show with the rousing spirit of a gospel choir. Whether you're a churchgoer or not, it's hard not to clap along and then break out in applause. Number 29, Raise You Up, Just Be, Kinky Boots. Capping off a stellar soundtrack written by Cyndi Lauper, Raise You Up, Just Be is the epitome of a spectacular finale.
Once I was afraid, but then you came along. You put your faith in me and I was challenged to be strong.
The characters reunite at a footwear show in Milan as they celebrate what makes each of them so special. We're treated to some of the flashiest costumes, a fabulous catwalk from the Angels, and the entire cast dancing in killer heels.
If you glitter us, let me raise you up. Raise up, raise you up. If you hit the dust, let me raise you up.
Plus, the song's message of being kind to yourself and others will likely resonate with audiences everywhere.
Change the world when you change your mind.
Just be who you wanna be. Never let them tell you who you ought to be.
With an uplifting moral hook, catchy music, and a spirited performance, you'll still be dancing long after the curtain call. Now that's how you send off an audience. Number 28, Finale, Come From Away.
Welcome to the friends who have come from away. Hey! Welcome to the locals who have always said they'd stay. Hey! If you're coming from Toledo or you're coming from Taipei, because we come from everywhere, we all come from away.
This poignant show tells the true story of just some of the hundreds of people whose flights were grounded in the small town of Gander, Newfoundland on September 11, 2001. The bonds they built with the locals are celebrated in an epilogue taking place 10 years later.
Viewer, why a Newfoundlander is terrible at knock-knock jokes?
I don't know, Hannah.
Well, try it. I'll be a Newfoundlander.
Knock, knock.
Come on in! The door's open!
The finale reprises Welcome to the Rock, the song which introduced us to that town. They sing of how Gander has become a second home to the passengers, and the people of the town their second family. It's a eulogy and a celebration, a welcome and a goodbye.
To the ones who have come from away, we say welcome to the 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 rock.
Number 27, For Now, Avenue Q. The magic of vulgarity and puppets come together in this parody of Sesame Street, which tackles adult issues and the disappointments of real life. For all its irreverence, the show ends on a pretty optimistic but bittersweet note.
For now we're happy,
If not overjoyed.
and we'll accept the things we cannot avoid.
Reworking the show's anthem about life being terrible, the finale is very much like the rest of Avenue Q. It's kinda funny and kinda dark when you think about it.
For now,
There's love.
only for now.
Now there's work. For now there's happiness.
For Now is a reminder that everything is fleeting. That includes the good stuff as well as the bad. So what's the takeaway? Well, it's that life goes on until it doesn't.
Life may be scary,
Only for now, but it's only temporary.
Number 26. Happiness. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Well, I don't know, Linus. It looks like an airplane to me, the way the lights are blinking on and off. Schroeder, is that an airplane or a star? I believe that is a star, but it could be a planet, you know.
Like its source material, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown isn't exactly driven by plot, but is heavy on character, atmosphere, and charm. The ending is appropriately simple while also being profound as the Peanuts gang reflects on the little things in life that make them happy.
Happiness is being alone every now and then.
And happiness is coming home again.
With a soothing melody and pleasant lyrics, Happiness is a song that can appeal to audiences of all ages, reminding us that even during bleak times, you can still find a silver lining.
For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you.
Charlie Brown may be a blockhead, but he ultimately learns that making the most out of what life gives you is the key to being a good man, thus earning Lucy's respect.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Number 25, 17, Reprise, Heathers the Musical.
Listen up, folks, war is over.
Brand new sheriffs come to town.
We are done with acting evil. We will lay our weapons down.
Following a rather explosive altercation with JD, Veronica pleads with her classmates to show each other more kindness. In this final number, she urges them to leave their hate and prejudices behind and focus on the joys of being young and free while they can.
We can be 17, still time to make things right. One day we'll change the world.
Starting softly as an intimate moment between two friends, the song builds into a celebration as the students get behind Veronica's message and embrace being free-spirited teens.
Maybe we won't grow old, and maybe then we'll never die. We'll make it beautiful.
This reprise is one to appeal to all audiences, whether they're 17 or 70. And it reminds us that no matter how old we are, we should always strive to make life beautiful. Number 24, Finale, In the Heights. Lin-Manuel Miranda's first masterpiece, In the Heights, is a touching tale that cuts to the core of what it means to follow your dreams, lean into your family, and figure out where your home is.
The hydrants are open, cool breezes blow.
This is all perfectly encapsulated by the Latin-inspired hip-hop finale sung by Usnavi and the cast. With gentrification taking over, the residents of Washington Heights prepare to leave. But after a beautiful mural is revealed, Usnavi realizes what home means to him. Thus, he vows to continue sharing the hundreds of stories from his neighborhood. And Miranda himself has since adhered to that promise by bringing In the Heights to international audiences.
You hear that music in the air, take the train to the top of the world, and out there, I'm home.
Number 23, The Song of Purple Summer, Spring Awakening.
Soon you will hear where beauty lies.
The teens of this musical tragedy have seen way too much. They're only just beginning to grasp their place in the world, but confusion, despair, and death are all around them. Feeling they've been failed by the adults in their lives, the ensemble sings of the future they will inherit. Their time is coming.
I will sing the song of Purple Summer.
The Song of Purple Summer is their coming-of-age statement. The lyrics invoke images of nature, rebirth, and the natural order of things. As the young characters join together, singing in harmony, the repeated chorus almost starts to feel like a chant.
All shall know the wonder of purple summer.
Number 22. Home, The Wiz.
When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing.
In this updated version of The Wizard of Oz, with an R&B and pop-inspired score performed by an African-American cast, Dorothy sums up everything she's learned in one powerful song. Home is the culmination of all the trials she has had to face. Saying goodbye to her new friends, she realizes that home is where she belongs, but she needed to go through the perils of Oz to realize it. Some incredible singers have taken on the song over the years because it works so well out of context. Home is about something everyone can relate to.
Real! It's real! It's a real to me!
Number 21. Finale Ultimo, The Impossible Dream reprise, Man of La Mancha.
It's the mission of each true knight, his duty, nay, his privilege, to dream the impossible dream.
In musicalizing Miguel de Cervantes' novel about the old man who believed he was a knight, the show sets the story of Don Quixote inside a story about the author himself. Cervantes himself is a character, on trial during the Spanish Inquisition. His fellow prisoners, having watched the show within a show, salute Cervantes with Don Quixote's anthem.
Will the gold be forever too far to try, though you're wayward and weary?
The Impossible Dream is by far the most famous song from the show. It reminds us of hope and honor in a world where both are in short supply. But watching the author, who's come to represent Don Quixote himself, serenaded by his fellow prisoners, reminds us that his dream is not dead. Number 20. Nowadays Hot Honey Rag, Chicago.
Good, isn't it isn't it swell?
At the end of this Candor and Ebb musical, Roxy Hart and Velma Kelly have beaten their murder raps, but their 15 minutes of fame are up. However, they're not willing to give up on show business just yet. The feuding jazz babies of the Cook County Jail decide to pair up in a double act. The result is a dazzling closer. Nowadays is great enough with its body style and suggestive lyrics, but the Hot Honey Rag is an explosion of old-fashioned song and dance. Originally staged by the legendary Bob Fosse, if it doesn't have you rooting for these two murderesses, nothing will. Number 19. You'll Never Walk Alone reprise, Carousel.
The world belongs to you as much as to the next fella, so don't give it up.
Basing this musical on Ferenc Molnar's 1909 play Lilium, Rodgers and Hammerstein decided that their adaptation needed a happier ending. The finale takes place during Louise's graduation, where Billy is finally successful in his last attempt at redemption.
And don't be afraid of the dark.
Believe him, darling.
Led by Dr. Selden, the characters sing this beautiful final tune together as Billy ascends to heaven. The lyrics reportedly came easily to Hammerstein, but finding a suitably rousing melody apparently took Rodgers a little longer.
I love you, Julie. No, I loved you.
Admittedly, the ending is rather outdated and has plenty of issues. Nevertheless, You'll Never Walk Alone has transcended Carousel to become a universal symbol of hope. Number 18. Light, Next to Normal.
We need some light. First of all, we need some light. You can't sit here in the dark.
When Next to Normal opened on Broadway, its groundbreakingly honest depiction of mental illness caused quite a stir. The show took the immense responsibility of tackling such a heavy topic in its stride, though, and made sure to end on a message of hope, much like our last entry.
Day after day, we'll find the will to find our way.
Diana leaves the family so that she and Dan can each begin to process their own grief. He's devastated, but is finally able to reconcile with the past. Meanwhile, Natalie comes to terms with the situation too. And Gabe is also relieved of his otherwise dark role as the family unites to sing this moving melody about new beginnings.
There will be light.
Number 17. King of Pride Rock Circle of Life reprise, The Lion King. Beauty and the Beast was the first in Disney's long line of enchanting Broadway productions, ending on a high note. However, it was The Lion King that redefined just how ambitious and spectacular a Broadway show can be. Like the 1994 animated feature it's based on, this musical commences and closes with the triumphant circle of life, both literally and figuratively bringing the story full circle. As jaw-dropping as the opening number is, the finale packs an even greater punch since we formed such a strong connection with our heroes. Seeing the entire cast reunite as Simba and Nala's cub is presented is the ultimate celebration of unity, destiny, and, of course, life. Number 16. Finale, For Good reprise, Wicked. Reminding us that the events seen in Wicked are actually a flashback, the finale picks up with a familiar melody and lyrics from the opening number. The citizens of Oz are still celebrating the apparent demise of the Wicked Witch, but this time it's interjected with melancholy as Glinda reflects upon the loss of her friend. Sharing one final song, the pair sings in stunning harmony, creating a powerful dissonance from the joyous crowds. However, their tune is drowned out by the ensemble, reminding us that it was the labels of Good and Wicked that ultimately determined these characters' fates. Number 15. Flying Away finale, Fun Home. In this adaptation of the graphic novel, author Alison Bechdel is represented in 3 different times of her life by 3 different actors. Her childhood self, college-aged self, and adult self form a trio for its final song. Coming to terms with her father's death and all she might never know about him, she remembers playing airplane with him. The 3 Allisons' voices soar and layer over each other, but come together in harmony, like 3 spirits becoming one. Flying Away is a reminder that even in the tragedy of it all, there were moments with her troubled father that still remain perfect in her memory.
I can see all of Pennsylvania.
Number 14. Tomorrow is a Latter Day, the Book of Mormon.
Don't worry, little body, know this much is true. Tomorrow is a latter day, and I am here for you.
As much as this satirical musical makes fun of the Mormon religion, and religion in general, it also encourages people to never let go of their faith, as long as they're channeling it towards something positive. Tomorrow is a Latter Day is a surprisingly optimistic number, motivating us to work towards a better world by doing good to others. As for what the future holds for our protagonists, it's entirely possible people will be preaching the Book of Arnold one day. The teachings may be out there, but it's the message that really counts. In addition to being clever and hilarious, this is a life-affirming show tune that leaves us feeling hopeful exiting the theater. Number 13. Being Alive, Company. Fleshing out the ending of this musical was no easy feat for Stephen Sondheim. In fact, he first went through 3 other potential finale songs, including a much darker one called Happily Ever After.
Happily ever after, someone to need you too much, someone to read you too well.
But they didn't work for various reasons, so he's said to have somewhat begrudgingly settled on Being Alive.
Someone to hold you too close. Someone to hurt you too deep.
Nevertheless, after reflecting on relationships throughout the show, this is the moment where Bobby's cynicism fades away. Thus, the character finally comes to terms with what he really wants.
Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Being alive.
It might not be as upbeat as some of the other songs on our list, but it's a powerful ending that hits us right in the feels. Number 12. Anatevka, Fiddler on the Roof.
What do we leave? Nothing much. Only Anatevka.
Tevye the milkman is a Jewish man caught between the traditions he's always lived with and the modern world. As he watches and comes to terms with cultural progress, he and his fellow villagers are expelled from their homes by the Russians. Anatevka is their solemn goodbye to the only home they've ever known. While it may not look like much, now that they're being pushed out, it suddenly feels like the entire world. But the song also reminds us that history told them they must always be ready to look for a new home when they're pushed out of their old one.
It's just a place.
And our forefathers have been forced out of many, many places at a moment's notice.
Maybe that's why we always wear our hats.
Number 11. Finale, The Phantom of the Opera.
Paper
faces on parade, masquerade. Hide your face so the world will never find you.
After being shown some compassion by Christine, the Phantom accepts her happiness lies elsewhere and frees Raoul. As the two leave together, we see the tear-jerking contrast of their love song set against the Phantom's loneliness. The soft buildup of the music conveys his despair, and the emotive melody leaves us all choked up. As the tune hits its crescendo, we can almost feel the Phantom's overwhelming sorrow.
It's over now, the music of the
Yet the enigmatic finale shrouds him in mystery once more as he suddenly disappears from sight. It may not be the grandest ending, but it definitely leaves a major impact. Number 10. Climb Every Mountain reprise, The Sound of Music.
Follow every byway, every path you know.
While this Rodgers and Hammerstein classic is known for its joyous and family-friendly music, the finale features a drama that would be just as at home in a spy thriller. Maria, Captain Von Trapp, and the Von Trapp children make a narrow escape from the Nazis at a music festival. Helped along by some friends, including the nuns at Maria's former abbey, they make a daring and desperate escape to safety in Switzerland. As they escape, the nuns form an angelic chorus. Their tear-wringing reprise of Climb Every Mountain closes the show and leaves the audience with a reminder of the importance of following your dreams. Number 9. Sunday. Sunday in the Park with George. Stephen Sondheim's musical is not just about the creation of the painting A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte by Georges Seurat. It's about how art can make the artist and their subjects immortal.
How George looks. He can look forever. What does he see?
At the end of Act 1, his subjects return for the final number, where they recreate a tableau of the painting. Full of shapes, color, light, it's all about images. And for the second act finale, the subjects return to help Georges' grandson, who's experiencing an artistic crisis. Seurat's mistress, who could not stay with him in their lifetime, manages to express her love for Seurat by inspiring his grandson, creating a haunting, beautiful finale which stays with viewers long after the final note and image fade. Number 8. Finale B. Rent.
There is no future, there is no past. Thank God this moment's not the last.
At the heart of this musical is a message about living life in the now, as any day could be your last.
No other road, no other way, no day but today.
This moral is only made more meaningful knowing that creator Jonathan Larson died before Rent made it off-Broadway. The finale perfectly embodies the show's underlying themes as Mimi pulls through and everyone celebrates.
There's only now, there's
Although Finale B combines several prior songs, it still stands out as a wholly unique number that leaves every listener uplifted. And the final appearance from the deceased angel is especially joyous. Rent is such a powerful story that at the end of an early off-Broadway production, it actually left one young audience member saying, "Thank you, Jonathan Larson."
It seemed like an eternity until this young voice spoke out. Thank you, Jonathan Larson.
Number 7. One reprise, a chorus line.
One singular sensation.
A lot of popular stories seem to be about aspiring artists seeking superstardom. This long-running musical shines a spotlight on Broadway's unsung heroes, however, the chorus.
One singular sensation. Every little step she takes. One thrilling combination.
A chorus line centers on several individuals who all stand out with colorful personalities. When everyone's brought together for the final number, though, they all blend into each other as one singular sensation. The fact that all the dancers are wearing matching outfits only makes it harder to distinguish one person from another. As toe-tapping as the finale might be, it's also kind of melancholy considering that all of these talented performers will forever be part of an ensemble, never shining as stars. Such is the nature of showbiz. Number 6. The Flesh Failures, Let the Sunshine In. Hair. Touching on peace, sexual freedom, and hippie subculture, this controversial rock musical did such an exceptional job at encapsulating the 60s that many of the songs would become anthems used for protesting the Vietnam War. The finale in particular is a tragic yet inspiring anti-war number that still resonates in today's political climate.
Life is around you and in you. Answer for Timothy Leary, dearie. Let the sunshine, let the sunshine in.
As a young free spirit prepares to ship out in a military uniform, his fate is sealed with a swan song. The grim fate of this character gives the song the sentiment of something you'd hear at a funeral. At the same time, the soulful choir injects a hopeful and even blissful essence that encourages us to let the sunshine in. Number 5. Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story? Hamilton.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
As the curtain closed on In the Heights, it seemed like Lin-Manuel Miranda had forever topped himself. He somehow managed to reach even greater heights with Hamilton, however, which continues to enthrall audiences from beginning to end.
Who tells your story? Who tells your story?
I put myself back in the narrative.
The play depicts Alexander Hamilton as a founding father who doesn't want to miss his shot at going down in history. Ironically, his ill-fated duel with Aaron Burr would overshadow many of his achievements.
And when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell my story? Oh, I can't wait to see you again.
The finale, which is primarily helmed by Hamilton's widow, not only explores Hamilton's life, but also contemplates the concept of time and how history portrays us all. We all live, we all die, but the story plays out much differently depending who tells it. Number 4. Children Will Listen, Into the Woods.
Look, tell him the story of how it all happened, be father and mother. You'll know what to do.
Alone.
It goes without saying that most fairy tales carry moral teachings. In Into the Woods, the general lesson is that actions have consequences.
Hold him to the light now. Let him see the glow.
This song sees the cast reunite one final time, as the characters reflect upon what they've lost and what they've learned.
Careful the things you say.
A young maiden.
Children will listen.
A sad young lad.
Careful the things you do.
A childless baker.
It's a hauntingly beautiful tune that encourages its audience to always lead by example. The bittersweet ending marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another.
Careful the path they take, wishes come true, not free.
Importantly, it also demonstrates Stephen Sondheim's genius by bringing us full circle. The baker starts to tell his baby of the events that led to this moment, all while we, the captivated audience, watch on. Number 3. You Can't Stop the Beat, Hairspray.
You can't stop in avalanches or races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will.
Every song in Hairspray is a treasure, but the composers saved their absolute best song for last. Simply put, You Can't Stop the Beat is everything you could possibly want out of a grand finale. For starters, it makes impeccable use of the entire ensemble, with each major player getting a solo or duet. It also wonderfully sums up the show's overarching themes of acceptance and embracing the changing times. With infectious instrumentals and energized lyrics, the whole finale is like a party you never want to end. While the song itself may come to a close, the catchy melody will never leave your head. You literally can't stop the beat. Number 2, Rose's Turn, Gypsy.
Here she is, boys! Here she is, world! Here's Rose!
It could just be one of the most iconic songs in all of musical theater, but would you believe that it almost never existed? According to Sondheim, the track came about when choreographer Jerome Robbins ran short of time to stage a ballet that had originally been meant to signify Rose's breakdown.
Mama's all alone, Mama doesn't care, Mama's letting loose, Mama's got the stuff, Mama's letting go,
To replace it, Sondheim penned a song featuring bits and pieces from earlier numbers. And so, the protagonist finally abandons all pretenses as an overflow of emotions pour out of her through this fiery showstopper.
Someone tell me, when is it my turn? Don't I get a dream for myself? Starting now, it's gonna be my turn. Gateway world, get off of my runway.
An emotionally charged number, it's held as one of the best musical soliloquies of all time, and is all but guaranteed to earn its leading lady a well-deserved standing ovation. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Do You Hear the People Sing reprise, Les Miserables.
Alone, I wait till the shadows. I count the hours till I can sleep. I dreamed a dream, Cosette stood by.
Les Miserables is musical theater at its most epic, and calls for an especially magnificent final curtain. This finale starts off on a slow, heartbreaking note as Jean Valjean reunites with Cosette one last time.
And remember the truth that once was spoken. To love another person is to see the face of God.
Accompanied by Fantine and Eponine, Valjean ventures to the afterlife where a choir of other departed souls are waiting for him. Building and building with each passing verse, this production number encompasses a sense of loss while also being victorious. Do You Hear the People Sing demonstrates that even when people die, the ideals they fought for live on. Outside of the show, it's taken on a second life as a political anthem that many use as a form of protest. What musical finale always gets a standing ovation from you? Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.